everyone, welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy with yours truly, Yanachi. Last time we kicked things off with a really exciting entrance, attacked by a dragon, statues, and goblins. But hey, we survived that life or death situation, and guess what? We got sorted into Ravenclaw! So now that we barely escaped with our lives, let's dive into today's adventure. Alright folks, how many times do you think I got distracted in this video? Take a guess in the comments down below. Spoiler alert, the answer will be revealed at the end of the video, so hang tight. Moving on, the game gives me my first objective of the day. Look for the common room. Alright, where's my common room? My common room is upstairs. The moment I got up to the common room, I needed to introduce myself to 3 people. Alright, let's meet these people. Amit, Samantha, and Everett. So the first person is Amit. Let's go with this guy first. The fuck? Got a problem with me? What's wrong with me starting in my 5th year?
Alright. Deep breath.
Amit is an astronomy. He's gonna be my classmate because apparently 5th years have to take the class no matter what. I'm totally fine with that. I mean, who doesn't love stargazing?
Sounds interesting.
Yes.
I have good news for you. You are most definitely taking astronomy. It is required for all 5th years.
Ow.
You will be enthralled with the tower. Plus, a quality telescope can show you things you never dreamed of.
Samantha, a plant enthusiast. I thought she'd really be in Hufflepuff because, you know, plants are their thing. But turns out, herbology is a family tradition for her. Yeah, is it Hufflepuffs to like
An
plants?
affinity for
I knew
herbology
it!
is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it?
Ordinarily, perhaps, but it runs in my family. We've a full plot of these little fellows back home.
Oh,
I suppose you could say herbology is in my roots.
I see. Who knew plants run in the family? Anyway, Ravenclaw for her, thanks to her endless knowledge and curiosity about, well, everything green and growing. Oh, and she really admires Professor Fig. I mean, who wouldn't, right? He's like a total legend.
Of course. I heard you were studying with him before term. He's an enigma, Fig. Teaches about theory, yet seems to know a lot about practical magic.
Oh, she meant potions.
Take this. It's Wiggenweld potion.
Professor Fig does know a great deal about different forms of magic.
Well, I hope he told you about more than Wiggenweld. You've lots to catch up on, I'm sure.
Let me think.
It looks like goblin metal. An item enchanted to bring whoever touches it to a specific place.
Ancient magic!
Yes, a powerful magic wielded by a rare few that seems to have been lost to time. That is no mere basin. That is a pensive for viewing
Oh,
memories.
yeah. Let's just say I'm learning a lot.
And good luck to you too on your first day.
Everett, a prankster. Why?
Watch this.
What is this? Someone threw a dung bomb. Let's get out of here.
That wasn't quite the reaction I wanted.
You're being
Oh,
a
well.
douchebag.
What did you hope would happen?
I suppose I hoped it would lighten the mood.
What?
Ravenclaws can be a bit on edge the first day of class.
To be fair, I respect his honesty, but doing it like this is brewing trouble for himself. Tossing dung
Hey there,
bomb,
New
then
Ravenclaw.
yeah.
Professor Weasley is looking for you just outside. You had best not keep her waiting.
Walking down the hallway, I get told by a student who reminded me I needed to meet with Professor Weasley. But then again, I get stopped by the students gossiping about me. Bruh, stop gossiping. That's a girl's thing. No, just kidding. And this one's on me. Are you trying to make Lumos? Here.
Lumos.
See that? That's how you do Lumos. I keep getting distracted. Good job. Finally, met up with Professor Weasley. She tells me I've got some catching up to do since, surprise, I need to pass my OWLS, OWLS, by the end of the year. And if you don't know what OWL stands for,
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Ooh, book.
Here you are.
Oh, that looks awesome. I want one in real life. Okay, so we were given a field guidebook. Gotta admit, it's got one heck of a flashy intro. I'm talking about bright lights, sparkly things. I gotta calm down. It was pretty dramatic.
This field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year.
You know what I get out of it? A manual book.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
Yes, Professor. T. Ooh. What is this? It's red. Okay, moving on. I now got access to spells for the slots on my screen, but the downside is that it was all locked, so I gotta learn something.
Revelio.
Oh, these are... Okay. Oh, you're about to... No, Professor! Who knew wanting to solve riddles was such a high-stake game? ADHD, stop. Alright, fine. I was in the middle of a quest. Best not to get distracted. Next, we get the Flu Flames intro. It's basically fast travel.
Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall. Here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Professor Weasley showed me the heart of the building, saying there's always something happening there. Is this foreshadowing? Or is she just really into gossiping about students? Wild adventures? Only time will tell.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today.
Next, we're told to attend 2 classes, Charms.
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you'll
Terribly,
enjoy
but
Professor
useful.
Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard and a talented teacher.
And Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education
Hecat.
in that regard.
And finally, off to Hogsmeade.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade.
I've been wanting to go there. Since I lost all my stuff, it's time to replace it. I really need to stop feeding my stuff to dragons.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn.
Professor Weasley, always so eloquent, even probes a bit about what happened on my first day. Guess she's curious? Because she was all over it. And of course, I completely forgot about the promise I made with Professor Fig. Oops.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
There is, in fact.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume
Oh,
Professor Fig has his reasons
no.
for keeping the details to himself for now.
Oops. I'm sorry.
Speak of the devil, Professor Fig.
Perfect timing though. Professor Fig pops up right then. Cue the awkward. Oh yeah, I totally remembered what I was supposed to do. I'm not supposed to tell anyone.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Finally, I'm alone with Professor Fig. There's a hint of disappointment in his voice, which I know. I regret being such a blabbermouth.
I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about
I'm sorry,
exploring
Professor.
ruins?
I hope I didn't say too much.
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood,
I
Professor.
understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are,
So yeah, the risk is very high. I'll save you the travel and keep this short. The talk with Professor Fig is a tutorial to show me how the map works, with symbols and all that. Here's the breakdown. Yellow means main quest, yellow with a lock means a quest with requirements, parchment represents new spells to learn, and right-clicking the logos shows you the path toward it. Track quest by pressing right-click.
the map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
So here I am, trying to focus, but surprise! I get distracted again and again. Spinny, spinny. Alright. Ooh. Is he sipping tea weirdly to you? What? Check.
A few moments later.
Finally, I managed to get into my next class. I hope I'm not late.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge.
Oh, that's a dragon. That's the one that attacked
To
us.
the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso!
We learned Levioso, and it is making me kinda excited since we are unlocking more spells in the book. But not gonna lie, I prefer to learn more offensive attack than basic, but this will do for now.
Levioso.
It did not explode.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
After that, we tested it on a dummy. Okay, me first. Interesting.
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast.
Alright.
Remember, it's good. Well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling.
And then we got a duel with a fellow student. I mean, who doesn't want to test things out, right? Oh, that's a
Only
cruel.
Levioso,
Alright.
basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Wait,
This can't be your first duel.
I do enjoy life duels. If only all my students would try to anticipate your opponent's next move.
Bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
So after the duel, I had a chat with Sebastian Sallow. Total Slytherin guy. He recommends this exclusive dueling club. Sounds mysterious, right? But some things about it feels, well, trouble. He's trying to recruit me into some secret club. And I'm like, You know, it's not really secretive if the professor knows about it.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you.
He totally has that troublemaker vibe.
Pleasure chatting with you.
I guess we have
Sure
now
I'll
a
see you
person
soon.
who will show
Perhaps
us all the
somewhere
secrets.
Unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill.
It's
Look for Luke
skill.
and Brattleby near the clock
No,
tower
just kidding.
entrance.
Luck,
If
100%.
you're interested.
Okay. Focus. Focus. I'm trying to get to the next class, but nope. Distracted again. I see a butterfly on the wall. Check. Chess. Check. Cat. Check. Oh, and guess what? I pet another cat. There's another one. There's another one. Must pet. At this rate, I'll never make it to my next class. Alright, on to Charms class. I met this awesome person, Natsai Onai, but we're gonna call her Nutty. She's super nice. And our Charms professor? Total character.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But
This guy is made to be a professor, I mean, really?
everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands.
We learned Accio today, and no big deal. I totally nailed it. Nice. Accio.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here.
Ooh. Oh, and I even got a compliment from the professor. Yeah, we head outside for this mini game Professor Ronan set up.
That we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Planks flying, balls flying. It was wild. Oh, wow.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Okay.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you.
Disgusting. Tap the
The
key
trick
again.
is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more. Very good. Not
Oh,
to worry.
I messed up my first time. No one's perfect, right? But once I get the hang of it, okay.
Excellent control there. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Nice.
A perfect score. Remarkable.
Yes! I did it! Ah. That's nice.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Okay. Difficulties up. Okay.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
That is true.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it.
Okay, I'll
This
go
round
here.
settles it all.
Here we go.
Nice. Very competitive. Oh shoot. Ah, I give her a point, but it's fine.
2 perfect rounds. You're a natural.
You can keep the point. Perfect score. I even knocked one of the other guy's ball, but it didn't matter. Top score, baby. After class, I chatted with Natty the same way with Sebastian. Made one think if it's how the game lets you choose your sidekick. Talking to Natty made me learn more about her. Turns out, she's from Wagadu. She transferred here before she became a fourth year.
My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
I had to ask what it's like there. The magic, the culture.
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts.
Oh.
But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home. Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside.
Oh,
I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
It's a floating island?
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
For real?
You can cast spells without a wand.
That's amazing.
Oh, yes. I find
Wow.
wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand.
That is
I
true.
must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It all sounds amazing. Honestly, I could listen to her talk about it all day. Who wouldn't? On the Goblet of Fire, we got introduced to new students and hints about their schools. I thought it was always like a castle like Hogwarts, but nope. It truly sparked one's curiosity. Alright.
Well,
You wanted to speak with me, Professor.
I did.
You know
I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation.
It was
Well,
fun.
an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
I
Miss
love
Onai is
his way of
always
teaching.
a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late.
It's more
Now,
hands-on, which is
Professor
really
Weasley
nice.
has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Yikes. Assignment. Oh, and remember the plant girl from the common room? She saw us as we go outside the classroom and reached out to us. What a sweet kid. She really acts like a Hufflepuff.
Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again.
I wondered how your first day was going. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
Hello, kitty. Okay, fellas. So, what do you do when you see a cat? Obviously, we pet it. Cat must pet. No question asked. That's how things work around here. Now, I had to pop by Professor Weasley's class, and guess who I saw? House Elf.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
I trust your first classes went well?
Yes.
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig
Wow,
taught you
news
quite a
travel
bit
fast.
during your brief detour near, what was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Oh, she's proving. Professor Weasley kept asking about the ruins. I may have slipped up, but honestly, I couldn't tell her more. I don't want to risk breaking Professor Fig's trust again.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
And of course, yup, extra homework. But because we needed more of that in our lives. I don't know if it's pettiness from not saying anything further or if she really wants us to keep up with the others. Regardless, it's time to pick who to go with to Hogsmeade.
Eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
We got two options. Sebastian, the mysterious secret dueling guy, or Natty, the kind, down-to-earth person. No contest, really. I'm going with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Sebastian's cool, but there's something about him that screams troublemaker. And I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. I'm not combat ready.
Finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
I head over to Professor Ronan to learn Reparo. But surprise, surprise, there's a catch. Before we can get to the spell, we got some prerequisite tasks to do. I mean, come on, can't a wizard just get a break? That's the purpose of the
Why
task.
must they first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks should provide you with just that.
Alright,
Such
this is very
experience
true.
is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
Okay, so the task is basically a scavenger hunt. You follow your map, find the flying page, and use Accio to grab it. Sure, it sounds easy enough, right? Ah, there we go. Collect the flying page, collect the flying page.
Got it.
Oh, that's how you do it. Okay.
A flying page must be around here somewhere.
Revelio.
Where are you?
If only a new student would help me with my sad predicament.
Ah, predicament. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Here you go.
Brilliant.
Alright, so finally get all the pages with my trusty Accio spell. Back to Professor Ronan, ready to start my magic apprenticeship. No, that's not a magic apprenticeship. Back to Professor Ronan. And it turns out this whole task was actually the tutorial of how to chase flying pages. With all that done, I finally get to learn Reparo. I even fix a statue.
Works like a charm, doesn't it?
I don't know what Madame She's not bad.
Oh dear, I shall get in trouble for this.
but, okay, you know what? Before we go to Hogsmeade, let's just...
Is everything alright?
So of course, instead of heading straight to Hogsmeade, I got distracted by another travel student. Seriously, I gotta stop doing this. So I met Cressida, I'm Cressida, a Gryffindor. She's in a bit of a pickle. After listening to her travels, it sums up to her creating a charm made by her. Due to slight misinterpretation, Instead of making her books light as a feather, she messed up the translation of feather with bird. And now her books are flying around in the library. Could have fixed it herself, sure, but here's the thing. Amit, this guy I barely know, told on her to Madame Scribner, the librarian. Anyways, now she's afraid to do it herself, as she was already warned before, and this time there will be consequences if she was seen. Curious, so I asked her why Amit ratted her out. I mean, I barely met that guy, but he didn't seem like a bad person.
Why did Amit tell Madame Scribner that they were your books?
Oh, to be perfectly honest, I don't think he meant any harm. I think he was impressed, bragging on my behalf. Amit spends a lot of time gazing at the stars, but he knows a good charm when he sees one.
So we headed to the library, tracked down all the books somehow flying around, and even find the music diary. First, then...
I'm going to have to use Accio to get to those books.
Accio! Indeed, your field guide.
This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her.
There we go.
That's the last book. Now to take them back to Cressida. Hello, Cressida. I collected your books, including your diary.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you. I'll happily take the heavy lot off your hands now.
I get the option to either blackmail her for a reward, but no, we're not that messed up. That's just messed up. I'm not doing that.
Thank
Alright.
goodness some
Good
people
luck.
are trustworthy. Certainly wouldn't want
This cannot possibly be as difficult as it seems.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Quests are the little puzzles.
I hope you'll have better luck than I have.
Will do. Lumos.
Lumos, do come and find me. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby. This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it?
A statue of Gregory the Smarmy. The statue with the grating green gave in the vision is their best friend. Oh, manipulative potions then.
Lumos.
Follow me.
Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
I'm glad there's a Slytherin in charge.
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Alright. She's upstairs. Oh, sorry guys.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
I followed the clues.
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Amit, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out.
Nice.
The moth! I should have seen that.
Oh, I discovered how to open inventory because that's apparently something we need to know. Wore gloves for extra style points and finally went to find Natty. Yes, it is quite cold. Let's just go towards the quest line. That's enough side quest for now. Hello.
Hello. Looking for me?
Yes.
Natty, I hope I haven't kept you waiting long.
Not at all. Professor Weasley tells me that you need to go to Hogsmeade.
Of course.
I intend to give you a first-rate Hogsmeade experience.
So, as we jog towards Hogsmeade, I got a better look outside the castle. It's really beautiful. Wow. That's nice.
I did not grow up around snow.
And of course, once I realized I could gather items from the environment, the hoarder in me took over. I had to grab everything. Mine. I mean, who doesn't love a good stash of random items, right?
Cat? But if you stew them, you can also use them in potion making.
Stew them?
Lumos.
What, can I? I got distracted, my bad. It was available. It was glowing. Must that shiny thing.
Look, from the Forbidden Forest. Hippogriffs. I wonder if something startled them. I heard rumors that hippogriffs had been spotted nearby.
I want one. I want one. Then out of nowhere, we see hippogriffs flying away from the Forbidden Forest. Natty mentions poachers. And you know what? Between her and Professor Hikat, I'm starting to think poachers are going to be a thing. Big foreshadowing vibes I'm getting here. On the way, we run into Mr. Moon, the Hogwarts caretaker. And yeah, he's drunk.
Run.
Is everything alright, sir?
Oh, it looked right at me. Eyes big as saucers.
What did Mr. Moon?
Jemmy guys. Ugly and airy and terrifying.
Huh.
I shall be at the castle where it's safe. Good luck to both of you.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Moon. A demiguise. I think he had too much fun in the village.
Welcome to Hogsmeade. Finally, we made it to Hogsmeade. We've arrived, folks, the iconic village. And of course, the first thing I do, pet another cat. Because it is what it is. Honestly, at this point, I'm just here for the cats and the chaos. Catch you in the next one, where hopefully we actually get to explore Hogsmeade. After more distraction, of course. Distractions. Not distraction. Is this foreshadowing for myself? We'll see. Is that a cat?